So recently I released an episode on the podcast talking about high pressure sales techniques and how atrocious they are, and got some feedback from people on their thoughts on sales and people thinking they couldn't be a good salesperson. And I think that the people who think they couldn't be a good salesperson are actually the people that would probably be better salespeople. Now, different industries focus on different kinds of sales. And to me, one of the sales industries that have the worst rap is used car sales. And used car sales have the persona or perception of being high pressure. They have the perception of being dishonest, trying to take advantage of people, purposely withholding information, and just trying to push something onto people that they really can't either afford or isn't a good fit or isn't a reliable vehicle. And I think overall, it's really gained a bad reputation. Now, I also believe a lot of the people that are in sales and in the car industry in particular are not bad people, and they're not all following those bad principles. But so many people within an industry behave a certain way, it starts to taint that industry. And so going back to that idea of who could be a good salesperson, I think that one of the most powerful sales techniques is this idea of taking time to understand the other person. And that doesn't happen very quickly, and it doesn't happen very easily. Being able to understand what someone's truly saying and what they're truly concerned about, that's a skill that takes a lot of time and effort to really master. And so the way that you do that is you first have to become an active listener. And active listening means that you're doing more than just hearing the words. I once had a neighbor I could say something and I could tell at the exact moment where he thought he understood what I was saying, and his whole face would just whoop and shift. And once he thought he understood what I was saying, you could see that shift happen, and then he'd start thinking about what he was going to say in response. And so often I was not even done talking, and when I did finish, he would say something that was totally off base from what I was talking about, because he had the perception that he knew what I was talking about, but he wasn't even close. I mean, it was ridiculous what he would come up with as a response to what I would say. Now, I think that he was thinking he was hearing me, but his brain shut off and started processing what he was going to say long before I had finished talking. And if he doesn't hear the words I'm saying, he'll never know. But the words are only one piece. There's so much more that a person can use to try and understand where someone else is coming from. So, as an example, understanding the body language of the other person can also help a ton to really recognize where that other person's coming from, what they're hoping to accomplish, who they are as an individual, and their values. So if I'm sitting there and I'm clearly in a physical position where my breathing's shallow, my arms are crossed over my chest, I've got my legs crossed, maybe I'm frowning or scowling, I am not in a receptive position. And so if a person was trying to be a good sales rep, they would recognize that the guard's up, the defenses are up, and they'd need to understand why I'm in that position long before they could try and sell something. Another classic example is just asking people, what is it that you're hoping to accomplish? What is it that your goals are? How is this going to help? So many times when I've been in a sales type position, I'll ask people, what is it that at the end of this, if you get what you're wanting, what's it going to do for you? And then I listen to hear what they're going to say. And then sometimes I'll tell them, if you buy what you're trying to buy from me today, it's not actually going to do that for you. So either this isn't a good fit for you to buy this, or we need to understand how this is going to benefit you and see if that is still something that you want. And when you frame it that way, you're able to transition from a position of high pressure where you're pushing people into a sale to opening up a door and welcoming them in. And when you put out that position of being welcoming to people, people aren't going to feel like you're pressuring them to buy, like you're trying to push a sale on them. Instead, they feel like you're a friend, a confidant, and that you're actually helping them accomplish what they want in their life. Nobody likes to be sold something They like to be the ones that make that active decision as to whether or not they want to purchase something. And when you facilitate the role of helping them move forward in their life, the gratitude from them goes up, the referrals to other people go up, the trust goes up. Everything is better when you transition from that high pressure salesperson to a person that really is there to fulfill others' lives and help them become the people or accomplish the goals that they have.